Okay, hey everybody. Due to the fact that the pencil version of the video got got it by Facebook, I'm gonna go ahead and try to post this one again and see what's going on. Gonna be doing some inking now that people can get some eyeballs on this thing and not be freaking out at me as to why I'm not sharing. So anyway, as you can see here, this is my fumble upon dab sheet here. I use this for inking to keep it from going on my desk and all that mess. But anyway, hopefully everybody can see now and join in and not think I'm crazy because I said, hey, I'm on, and nobody showed up. But now that technical difficulty's over with, for some reason Facebook's been acting weird lately, and being the person that I am, I should have checked before I blasted this out. The problem was that it has an option for sharing with friends and whatnot, and then it's got one that's selected friends, and unfortunately I didn't check that off, so it blocked everybody out and made me try to invite and all that good stuff, and there was nobody in that list. So yeah, this is the GhostRider card of the day, and I did not get to pencil this one in front of you guys because once the video hit, it didn't propagate. So for whatever reason, Facebook decided to drop it and not let me show it. So whatever. I think there was a malfunction in the upload after the fact, but whatever. Anyway, now that crisis is averted, we're going to get to hang out here for the next few minutes while I do some of this very crude and fast inking that I do on these little cards to beat them up and show you guys the finished product in the short period of time that I do invest in these. So, but for anybody that hasn't seen it, this is the GhostRider card that I just finished up a couple of minutes ago and am back now knocking this thing out. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. And for those of you that I polled on this thing, and we got the Nightcrawler involvement and Magneto and Iceman and all that for the options of the day, I will be doing those cards as well. Not today, obviously, but I will be doing those cards soon, so you guys will still get those. But yeah, this is the one we're knocking out. So I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me. I know it's not the traditional method of these cards for the last week or so, with the pencil work being completed already, but like I said, there was a technical difficulty, so we had to knock that out. And these are coming off really good. I'm using a 0.2 micron pin here to keep these fire lines really, really slick and thin, so that we can keep them looking a little more liquid, or airy, as you may want to call it, because this is a flame, not a solid liquid. Yes, I know the rules, but still, I do like mixing these up. Really need to use a thicker pin on that one, but leave the jacket alone. I appreciate you guys popping on and, like I said, hanging out. Sorry about that. It's live, so but apparently what's so humorous about it is Facebook and I are working together today to jack up this project. So Nothing like co-oping with a big corporate company, huh? No, seriously. Love Facebook. Very simple platform, very solid. If you guys in Mark Zuckerberg's office are listening, please don't take that seriously. So, that'd be all I need, be in the middle of a video and it get cut off because I say something snarky. Hey Matt, how's it going, man? So, hopefully we'll be able to kick this out really quick. Like I said, as long as there's no more technical difficulties. Let me get this all drawn up on here. Scarecrow! What's up, Jeremy? I just noticed my wife and daughter are hiding out over there too. Yeah, that's funny. During the process of picking these today, it was funny. I actually had a guy unfriend me because I didn't do Nightcrawler like he asked. I was like, really? Come on, man. I point no names, of course. That would be extreme. But yeah, I was just like, man, it's okay. We can do that tomorrow. It really is. It's all right. You did GhostRider instead. You didn't listen to me, and he was gone. I was like, okay. I mean, with my work in social media and stuff, I see that all the time anyway, but I'm kind of a soft-hearted person. I hate hurting anybody's feelings, and he felt I, you know, damaged his calm because of the fact that I didn't do the one he wanted right away. I feel kind of bad about that stuff, but you can't please everybody, right? So, beside the fact that this card came out really great, even if I do say so myself, it is proving to be a fun one. Yeah, I totally agree. Hey, Kevin. I didn't unfriend you. Yeah, great, man. I appreciate it. I know you were one of the top guys for pushing for the Nightcrawler. Matt, as far as that goes with Danny Ketch, check out the old 1990s GhostRider. You'll see them in graphic trades for the best part. But you can search for the Danny Ketch GhostRider on Google, and you'll be able to see all kinds of stuff, man. He was a phenomenal character. And the last, not this latest one, but the Secret Wars in the 90s really messed with him bad. Sent him to another plane and all this mess, and Johnny Blaze came back from the original Ghost Rider position to being the Spirit of Vengeance for a while, and then somebody else took that over, and I mean, it just went haywire there for a little bit, and there were 4 or 5 of them. So it was weird. But this one, I love this incarnation because it was painted for the most part, and they had phenomenal artists on it, which just blew it out of the water. But if you check that out, man, you'll see why I enjoyed this character so much, because he really, really nailed it. You know, I get the same issue going on, Jay. I really do, man. I feel that way as well, because someone said the other day that a song that I was listening to on a station, it was an 80s song and it popped on, and I'm an 80s kid, and when it popped on, they said it was now considered classic, which is classic rock. You know, and I was just floored by that. I was like, really? It's like, I'm only 40, so why is that? Of course, I guess if you go by car status, they used to classify classic cars by 25 years, anything over 25 years. So I guess that's pretty much the same way with music now. However, I did not enjoy the fact that they stated that. I was like, really? I am not old. So... I was talking in the original video when I was penciling this about being very careful when you draw flames. If you guys are interested in this stuff and getting into it, be sure and be careful when you're drawing flames to make them look like flames and not rack them out with too many points. Be sure to leave the flame curves, you know. Don't jag them out in straight lines, because what ends up happening is you lose all of your edge. So it ends up looking more like electricity rather than flames. So be careful not to do that. I mean, just a tip if you guys are interested. If not, that's okay too. It's just the way I do it. I'm segmenting a few of these back here to give it the layered look, back and forth. So this is coming along a lot faster than I thought it would. There is a flame right there, so I don't want to go monkeying with that, but switch to a larger pin here. Bear with me. And we're back. I just switched up from a 2 to a 3. Again, these are microns. Very affordable, very reliable pins. I have some Copic brushes and things like that as well, you know, the brush tips and whatnot. I try not to use those on these because these cards tend to bleed. They are index stock. Your typical run-of-the-mill office, supply index stock, and I don't want them to bleed or suck up all the ink and bleed my poor little pens to death. So I apologize if I missed some of your comments. This thing is moving, and I am trying to keep my eye on the ball for keeping this line smooth. But feel free to keep commenting because I am reading it. We go. Why did you do it? If you guys didn't see the post in the comments, Jeremy was talking about how he was at Free Comic Book Day and someone asked him to draw Spawn, and the kid was afraid he wouldn't know who it was because he was ancient. That's funny. Was it you that was they were commenting as ancient, or the character? The character? Okay. I just wanted to reread that and make sure. That's funny, man. Yeah, I got one experience like that when I was at Comic Book Day, Free Comic Book Day last year. Was a good one. This past one was a good one. It was 2 years ago, 3 years back now. I had a youngster come up to me because I was at a comic book store here locally doing some sketch stuff that I got roped into by one of the guys that was actually signing and sketching there. And I wasn't appearing, but he drugged me on to do a couple of things. And one of the little kids came up and asked me, he was like, I don't know, maybe 10. And he goes, there was a cartoon that my older sister used to watch all the time. And it's an older cartoon, and I can't remember the name of it, but I would really like you to draw it. It was a big blue guy with antennas, and he was talking about the tick. But, so, I mean, yeah, it's all a matter of perspective for people as to what they think is old. There are a lot of people that I know that are in their 20s now considering He-Man a classic cartoon and just like their dad's TV show, and that's it. And if you get into the old Hanna-Barbera stuff from the 60s, like Top Cat and, any of the 60s heroes, it just blows their mind that we had heroes back then as cartoons. It cracks me up the way people think. Their perception of time is really interesting. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it, man. Now, if any of you inkers see this later and freak out on me, do not spaz for me drawing this and blacking out these big spots with this little 3-pointer. I know you're not supposed to do that. I know it ripples. It's alright. It's not the end of the world. This is coming out all right. That's something else people bug on me about too, is when I make that little canal for the ink. The reason I do that is I learned a long time ago with these type of pens, you have to use a either a really hardcore finesse that's really strict, or you have to use borders to hold the ink in place. I prefer the latter because it's a little quicker. It tends to come out a little cleaner when I do it that way too, because I use a lot less. Grab the gonna go ahead and join a couple of these big blacks real quick. Chains popping off. This here is a Copic brush tip. I really like this pen. It's a little firmer than the Pentel one. It's not a true brush. It's more of a soft tip, but it's hard enough to hold up to a fine line of inks, but still give you solid strokes with the solid black. So I like them. And they don't tend to bleed. That's a super bonus. So, Copic multi-liner. There you go. If anybody's interested. They're like, I think, $4, $5 a piece, something like that. But they'll last a while. Something I was talking about during the penciling process as well is this right here. Be careful to over gap that little ridge right there of cartilage that stays in there, because it's more gristly than most, and it takes a lot longer to dissolve or disintegrate. And a lot of people don't know that, but in the skull, there's still that natural little bone right there, that divot, and that's where the bottom of your cartilage from your nose connects. Be sure not to over curve that thing and not to leave that out, because then your skull will end up looking almost snoutish. So don't overdraw that part. This is coming out quite well. And the irony of this is a lot of people have asked me to do this prior. They come in and say, you know, just come on the full penciled one and let us see you ink. I prefer to pencil it. I like it to come to life that way, so I'll lean on that a little bit. But I'm not totally against it. I like doing this. It's just if I'm not talking, it goes 5 times faster. So, and I like to ink and get this thing colored off so you guys can see it before you move on to the next thing and skip, you know, skip on to where you're going instead of paying attention for my link updates. But whatever works. I don't really. If you're still on, Matt, I hope that's you on there. Yeah, man, it's weird. I don't really like the new one. It's nothing against what the character itself or the actor that plays him on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatnot. It's just one of those things. I tend to stick with the old school stuff because that's my wheelhouse, and I prefer to have these old school characters stick to continuity and longevity rather than all the Marvel Now stuff jumping up. I mean, no offense to Disney doing their thing, and I'm all for that if that's what they're going to do. Awesome. But it's really, really hard to keep up with the continuity between the two to figure out where everybody's at. So that's part of the Clutch problem, is that everybody wants to be here and get this going, and it's like, well, who do you like? Who do you like? And then you come across it and it's just like, well, I don't know that character. So I have nothing against evolving the characters and bringing in new renditions of them. It's just explain away why they're there, rather than just having just pop up number 1 GhostRider and that's where you're at. It's like, really? That's a major bummer. But that's my personal take on it. So. Oops, there went my pen line. Somebody asked me the other day, well, why do you leave all the mistakes in? Why don't you edit your videos? Or why don't you be more, production savvy or whatever? Man, come on. Your pin dropped. I heard it. So? Relax. Just a pin dead. It's not the end of the world. It's not like I spilled a whole bottle of ink on this thing, right? So. I'm having too much fun hanging out, talking, and getting this stuff going and whatnot, and not having to mess with that. The pin lid dropped. Oh no! So, okay, we've about got this wrapped up. I think that will just about do it. Got a couple little more nicks right up in here to throw down for the back of the jacket. There's the other edge of it. Now I'll erase this thing and I'll get to coloring it up for you guys. So what do you think? Hope you all dig it, and I'm glad you stuck around with me. We will catch you on the next one. I'll post this up on my timeline here shortly once it's finished. And like I said, I got some stuff to do before dinner and calling it a day. And we'll go from there. Talk to you soon.